Jessica Ross, you're the EVP of Finance and Chief Transformation Officer at Salesforce. But can we take a step back? What does that mean? What do you do?
So I think to sum it up, my job is really about making sure Salesforce is prepared to be a $50 billion, $100 billion company and grow at scale in perpetuity. That's really, I think a lot of companies grow at an exponential pace, but don't necessarily put the infrastructure in that's going to allow you to grow in perpetuity. And my job is really about exactly doing just that.
So sustainable growth.
Sustainable growth, durable growth. Love those words, yes, absolutely.
Important words right now. We are talking in the middle of a very tough economic environment. I checked the stock market this morning.
I don't look.
That's probably for the better. There was all red when I checked.
Yes.
This week, this month has been difficult. What are the conversations you're having with your colleagues and business contacts?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think being a leader in this moment is harder and more difficult than it has ever been in history. And I am talking about kind of the connection between leadership and the roles we need to do to run these businesses, be leaders at work, and digital transformation, and there actually is a really close connection. Digital transformation and the automations that come out of that actually can create the space for us to really lean into leading with our full selves and our full hearts. And building more trusted human relationships with our employees, with our customers, with our business partners. And I think this is a moment then rather than reacting, we've got to really think with the long term in mind to make sure that we're preparing our people and our organizations for just that.
What does that practically look
like?
like?
So first I will say we're actually out there talking to our customers, and we've talked to hundreds of customers in this moment. And digital transformation is the top thing on their agenda. And so I do think there's this recognition that we've got to future-proof our organizations because we don't know what's going to come next. And I think that's really what the past couple of years have taught us, right? And so digital transformation is really about just that, future-proofing. I think where a lot of companies fall down is they lean into the digital. They don't really understand the transformation piece. And so when I talk about technology, I use an 80-20 rule. There's no real science to this. I think technology is about 20% of the solution. The rest is in the people, process, and how you tackle the change strategy. So process, right? I think as companies, especially high-growth tech companies, we have grown quickly, bolting on various processes that have just kind of become the Winchester mystery house of processes over time. And in this moment, this is the perfect moment to pause and say, how can we simplify this? How can we have simple end-to-end processes? What can we reduce and create clear, accountable ownership across the organization? I think the pandemic has been a really important moment for us at Salesforce to actually pause and do that for ourselves, looking at what systems don't we need anymore, what processes can be simplified. It's a really, really important part to the digital transformation and making sure that we can actually have the experience that is intended there. And then people. People have spent the past 20, 30, 40 years doing intense manual processes, managerial processes, transactional processes. They don't know a world and can't imagine a world where they actually have the space to think, where they actually don't have back-to-back meetings on their calendar. So how are they going to use that space? We've actually got to train people on how to really lean into human-centered focused leadership, how to really amp up their strategic thinking skills and leverage data for meaningful insights. And then the last thing I talk about is change. Transformations can't happen without executive-led, tops-down change strategies that capture the hearts and minds and help people see what this future looks like. It's going to be a little bit painful going through it, but they have to understand what that world is going to look and feel like on the other side to really hold on to that.